Hey guys, it's CheapyD, and it's Wednesday night, and we're going to tell you about our day at E3, day 2 on the show floor. And it was a very busy day. Of course, I'm here with
Thorbahn.
Wow. See, things are heating up as the show goes on. Now you do your crazy voice.
Okay, I'm Shipwreck. Yeah. Yeah.
So we had a lot of
We need
appointments
more
today.
energy, though. But
It's-
Thorbahn is bringing the energy, though.
Right, it's 11:22 p.m., and we sat in a lot of dark rooms and watched video
In
games.
Pacific time.
Yes, in specific LA time. And yeah, we'll tell you what we did today. So we had a 10 o'clock appointment at Sony, and we were very worried about getting into the show floor because it was so crowded the day before and thought we would be late. So we lined up at 9:15, right? About 9:15?
Yeah, around 9:15.
And they let people in 15 minutes early, so we wound up not having a problem getting
Yeah,
in,
it's
except
fine.
for the waiting for half an hour, but that wasn't really that big of a deal.
No. So we got there. Our first appointment was for Uncharted, The Lost Legacy. And that looks really good. It looks like a full Uncharted game. The dialogue was good. The environments look fantastic.
Graphics, just in general, look great. I guess
Yeah.
it supports PS4 Pro.
Yeah,
Seems
yeah,
like it
it
does.
looks great. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a full game for $40.
Full length game, like 8 hours, 16 hours.
That's what they were indicating. I don't think it'll be as long as what an Uncharted game is, because those are pretty long.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems like
Looked
it's going to be
great.
a
Looked
pretty
really
long
great.
game, and it seems like $40 is a pretty good deal for that game,
Right.
for that level of quality.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we both played some GT Sport, and that is a lot different than Forza. It handles a lot different.
I've really moved on from Gran Turismo. Like, you can only really play Forza now. Forza, either Horizon, mostly Horizon even. I don't even care for the regular
Yeah, it
Forza.
feels more. Is it more technical? Like it, I mean, I only played one race, and I didn't get all my assists the way that I generally use them in Forza, because it was like auto braking for me like crazy. And
I don't know if it's more technical, but it seems a little touchy.
yeah,
I
it's
guess.
It's
Like
definitely touchier than
the
Forza.
stick just feels
Yeah,
touchy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm used to
It looks
rewind.
great, though.
It looks great, but I'm used to rewind, and I'm used to the racing line. So,
I played a game called Matterfall. It's the new Housemarque game. That is a fantastic game. It's a 2D platformer shooter type thing where it almost remember the game Outland, where you were like changing between the different colors and everything. You played it too, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you played it after I did. It's got like a combo system, and once you get used to the weird controls, because it uses a lot of the shoulder buttons for like
Right.
jumping and like
Attacking.
and like stunning enemies and everything. Once you get used to those, it feels really nice, and you just feel like you're doing it right all of a sudden, like it clicks. What did you think of it?
I found it pretty hard just because of the jump button is on R1 and the attack button is on L1, and that's not natural for me. But it seemed like I really liked the look of the game, and it was like very fluid. And I don't know, it looked good.
No, I'm really looking forward to that one. And you played some Everybody's Golf.
Played Everybody's Golf, which is Hot Shots Golf.
Did you play as the president of Sony?
I absolutely did, and I hit some good shots, I gotta say. It seemed like it could be fun.
They always are.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good that they're coming out with one of those.
Yeah, I guess it looks
And
like there's
it's-
online play.
It's budget. It's $40 too.
Yeah.
So you can get it for 32.
It seems like there's online play or something going on in the background, like where everybody can play sort of simultaneously. They're not, taking turns really, but I'm not sure really. I just looked like ghost characters playing in the background. But yeah, Hot Shots. It's Hot Shots.
It's Everybody's Golf.
Right. I know, but it's Hot Shots.
And then we went. We later in the day at Sony we saw Days Gone.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much it was the same exact level as what they had shown during their Sony press conference.
Same mission, even.
Yeah, same mission, but it was a different time of day, different weather, and it played out a lot differently. Like there was hardly any zombies whatsoever.
What was your weather? Was it snow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there was like a very contained. There still was like a very contained demo, but they showed you that you don't have. You could. There's different ways of finishing the mission, and
Yeah,
there's
there
like
was-
dynamic systems.
It was a
going on.
lot less. It was more stealthy, a lot less actiony. So yeah,
Game looks fun. Looks
Yeah.
like it's going to be like pretty adventure RPG-ish. Like there's skill trees, there's weapons breaking.
It's the people who made Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then before that they made Siphon Filter.
Okay.
yeah.
So that would
Siphon filter, like siphon filter, siphon filter?
Yeah.
Like old school, like PS2 siphon
Yeah.
filter? Wow, okay. Oh, the game looks good. I think it's going to be really good when it comes out, whenever it comes out. That was it for Sony, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thor, what did you take a look at this morning?
I went and saw Extinction. The reason I wanted
Oh, we saw that.
Yeah.
Extinction
Yeah.
at
So it's
Maximilian Games,
Maximum Games.
Maximum Games.
Yep.
All right. I saw that. It looked very, very early build, is what I thought.
This is the giant ogre
it's-
game, right?
Yeah.
It was pre-alpha. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was very
yeah,
early.
very, very early. They just it reminded me of like Darksiders, and then has giant ogres, and you beat the shit out of giant ogres.
You have to cut off their limbs. It's very strange. They're huge ogres, like skyscrapers, basically, and you have to cut the guy's legs off, and then his arms off, and then his head off. Or I think you don't have to do it in that order, actually.
You just have to cut his head off. Is the
Right.
That's like how you kill him.
Right.
And so
You
it's
wear
up
him
to
down.
you how to wear him down to get to that.
You
point.
said you get extra energy for cutting off the limbs
I see.
to get a goal towards the head, but
You don't need
it glitched out like when he was showing it, and like the ogre was supposed to try to get down the building, and he's like, well, that's not happening, so I'm just gonna go up its back right now and cut off its head. And it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. The way the character moves is very fluid though. Like he uses a whip and can like double jump and dash through the air. It made me wonder why like that early build of that game, the character locomotion, everything is so much better than like Crackdown 3.
Because it's Iron Galaxy, and Iron Galaxy does Killer Instinct, Dive Kick. What was the other game? They work on a lot of fighting games.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked. It looked like it could be good.
Yeah.
It's very early. What else did you see?
So I went and checked out Astro Gaming, the headsets, and it was interesting. They told their history of how they were industrial designers and they designed the Xbox 360 and all these things, but no one really had a space for made really good headsets. And then they made headsets for the top like 2% elite players. They made like super expensive headsets. And they did data research, and they were like, wow, like 60-80% of our fans don't even own our headsets. Kind of like how people like Apple, but then they don't
They don't buy the stuff.
they don't buy the stuff. So they're trying to make more budget headphones. So he showed me a pair, and they were nice and comfortable. And he showed me how you could twist the shit out of it, and it still works. And you can throw it on the ground, and it still works. And
So they're trying to make cheaper headsets, basically.
cheaper headsets that are very durable.
Because their stuff is normally like $300,
Yeah,
$250,
yeah.
right? Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a big part of that market, I think.
Yep.
Everyone's trying to make
Big
those.
part. And he was talking about the competitors, and I was like, yeah, whenever I post Turtle Beach headset deals, there's usually like 2 or 3 people that are like, mine broke after 5 months.
Well, it's made in China. I'm sure.
Yeah.
All this stuff. It's like sometimes they're not gonna work.
And they say we work very hard to make it durable and last and everything. And then he gave me a headset, and I gave him my info, and that was that.
Nice.
Uh,
Score.
And then I met up with Rocco and Frank and Kevin, and we looked around the showroom floor, and they had an appointment with Namco.
The Mega 64.
Yeah, yeah. And we went to Namco because they got a hookup, and we played Dragon Ball, and that's really fucking good.
Right.
That's really a good fucking fighting game. And then we like they wanted to check out the digital Devolver, and that was interesting because like I didn't have an appointment and they didn't have an appointment or anything, and we figured like before like you just show your badge and they let you in, but
Are you talking about their outside?
Yeah.
Like barbecue party?
Yeah, and there was a security guard. He's like, media only. I'm like, well, I got a media badge. He's like, you have to check in. And like, I was like, so I thought maybe I could just walk by him. He's like, you gotta check in. I was like, hey, I'm media. Can we just like look around? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I don't care. And
Just let you in?
yeah, he's like, oh, you're a cheap ass gamer. All right, sure. And then,
What? That seemed legit. The guy's like.
well, he knew who it was.
Oh, not the security guard.
No,
The front desk lady person.
the dude, yeah.
Cool.
And we walked around, and it was really crowded, and then we left.
You're going tomorrow, right? To that or no?
Yeah, we have an appointment tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, and then they went and got Durgers, and I also waited in the PlayStation line to get a Trico plush, and that took about 20 minutes.
Nice.
And that thing is awesome.
You like it? You're satisfied with that?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know.
it's the shit.
It
Man.
is? Okay.
Yeah, don't fuck with Trico.
Trico kind of sucks, though.
Fuck you. All right.
No, I appreciate the character design, but he didn't work very well.
In the game.
Oh,
really?
he worked awesome.
He did
I
not
don't know
do-
what your problem was.
He didn't do anything I told him to
You
do, and I had
point
to,
and he does.
and then you wait for him to like finally do what you want him to do.
He worked for you?
Have you ever had a dog?
No, dogs.
There
suck.
you go. That's why you never. That's why.
It's supposed to be like a dog.
But I didn't. I'm not playing a video game to it not work correctly.
You didn't know how to control Trico.
I beat the game.
I beat it too.
It doesn't work right.
Maybe Thorbahn is more tolerant and patient than you are.
I think it's
That could
because
be
I don't
fine.
I don't have kids and I have a lot of time. I think maybe to figure out stuff.
Maybe.
Well, there wasn't anything to figure out. It was just this thing is not doing what I'm telling it to do.
He did it every time I wanted him to do something.
That's. I'm glad you had that experience.
Maybe you were standing in the right spot.
Right, I'm glad you had that
You were
experience.
blocking
It was
him,
much
probably.
different than my experience.
Okay.
We saw some other games.
Mhm.
We saw you played some Escapists too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was like in a chair that was really low on the ground and couldn't really see what was going on there.
Right. I mean, it's a lot like the first one, except now it seems to take place in the desert. At least the level that I saw. In a desert prison. Did you play that one? Did you
What?
Escapist 2?
No.
It was next to the pinball platformer game that you played.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, they've expanded on the first one. The first one was very successful. They sold, I think you said, 3 million copies. They actually want to make it more for kids in that, like, the kids they just play the game, not trying to break out of the jail. Like, you're supposed to break out of the jail.
Right.
That's the point. But some kids like to just go out and have a prison life. And not even worry about
Sure.
just walk around and talk to people and it's breakfast time, it's exercise time,
Alright.
and they don't really care about playing the game, so they've expanded it in that way so that to make that more fun, I guess, and more things to do. I don't know. It seemed like they're gonna probably sell a couple more million copies of that, I would guess.
Yeah, and you played that at Team 17, and then I played Yoku's Island Express, which is the pinball platforming game that you're talking about, where you play as a dung beetle who's pushing.
Is that what you were?
Yeah, you were a dung beetle, and you were pushing around the ball, which was the pinball, and the whole level it just keeps expanding basically. So you play pinball, you have different objectives, and it's all interconnected. It's pretty cool.
You liked it too, or no?
Yeah, I liked it. I like pinball FX too and shit. So I was like, oh, this is up my alley.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Ship is a pinball guy too, but yeah.
Then we checked out Strange Brigade at Rebellion. This was off my radar. I did not know this game. This is we were playing 2-player co-op. I don't know if there was more than that.
4, I think.
There's up to 4. Okay. They just had it set up for 2, with us at least. It's a wave-based shooter type thing where you are fighting against mummies and pharaohs and that type of thing. You're kind of like 1940s explorers.
Yeah.
It's got that whole kind of vibe to it.
There's
Very
an
cheeky.
announcer,
Yeah,
yeah.
very cheeky.
He would probably say cheeky.
Right.
During the
There's-
commentary.
Right. There's shotguns that light things on fire. There's these traps in the environment that are big blades that spin around. You can get
Chop up the mummies.
right.
It's like a zombie game, but instead of zombies, it's mummies.
Yeah, it's wave based, but
Egyptian
you're
stuff.
always like moving forward too. Like it's level based. It looked
Yeah.
like from where we were playing.
People seem to be having fun who
It-
are demoing it.
Yeah, it was a fun game. I thought.
What's that called again?
Strange Brigade.
Strange Brigade. Okay.
Yeah. After that, we checked out Laser League, the new game from the guys that made Ali Ali Roll 7.
Oh, okay.
It's a sports game, kind of. It's one of these 2-on-2 sportsish games where you are running over nodes on a map, and it's top down.
Those
Run
are the
over nodes.
lasers, I think.
Well, you
Right.
run over nodes, and then they activate lasers in your color.
Right. And then those they just spin or move around the board, and if they hit the other team members, then
You have to knock out both of the other team members
Yeah.
to win a point.
right.
It seems like a decent game. We got a kind of crummy demo for that.
We had to play against people who had already been playing for like 20 minutes. and
Right.
we didn't know how to play, and they really didn't tell us how to play.
Yeah,
And then we lost every.
we lost
basically.
a lot.
The other team was very happy that they were beating us, and Shipwreck was very mad that we got a crappy demo.
Yeah.
And a crappy partner to play with.
No, it wasn't that. I thought we were playing perfectly fine within what was told
Right.
of us, like at any particular moment. Like the first thing they told us was like they fired up the game. They're telling the other team like strategies and everything, and then they tell us, okay, well, what are we doing? And they're just like, just move around with the left thumbstick, and I'm like, okay, and then like we're moving around. We're like, okay, we kind of get this laser thing. All of a sudden, the other team just like kills me with a sword.
Right.
I'm like,
You don't need to know anything but move with the left stick, and that was really all he said.
yeah, that was all he.
Pretty
That's
much
all he said.
And later, you might want to use the trigger.
Right.
Pull the trigger later, but not too soon.
Right. Not until you've gotten completely destroyed. And it was like that repeatedly because there's like power ups to get in the game.
Yeah, we didn't know.
And we didn't know what was going
But
on
it
with the
seemed
power
like it
ups.
could be fun. I liked the look of the sort of after the match is over, and you see what the characters really are supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
I like that look of the game better than the actual look of the game while you're playing it.
It's supposed to be like a pick up and play game, but that's going to be difficult. I think it's more going to be for people who get into
Yeah.
it because there's just there's too much going on for it to be pick up and play. Somebody who's played it before,
The other person doesn't have a chance.
yeah, they don't have a chance.
Yeah.
But
even if you told them everything that was going on, it's no chance.
right. Then we played DropMix, Hasbro and Harmonix's new venture.
Right. It's a card game that you put on a special board that they give you, and then that connects into an iPad or something, right?
Yeah.
And each card is a part of the song somehow. It's like of all different genres. So you'll have the vocal track, you'll have the drums, the bass, the guitar, and you're basically
These are actual songs.
the actual real songs,
Yeah.
licensed songs. And you're playing the cards and getting points by doing it. I don't want to go in and explain the rules because
Right.
that would be boring.
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot, and if someone who likes like remixes and stuff like me, like Thorbann's rolling his eyes back in his head.
I'm just thinking like I wonder if Harmonix should maybe like end up like MTV or like History Channel where just like sort of go away from music stuff and like start making
Something other things.
other
Well, they're
things.
doing it with Hasbro also.
Alright.
It doesn't, but I don't know. That doesn't really. I mean, it was fun. I think it was a lot of fun, but it's going to be expensive. It's $100 to right. It's $100 for the starter pack.
and it's an iPad game.
It's the iPad. Well, yeah, the app is free, but you're basically paying for the board that connects to the thing and like 60 cards. And then on top of that, they're going to be selling additional cards. So you can buy like the $15 genre packs or like the small like sort of blind bag packs. It's a big investment for a card game, I feel. Like if you look at other popular party games, card games out there,
Yeah.
it's a lot cheaper.
I would think even knocking $20 off of it makes it a lot more palatable. If it was $80, it's like
It still
it's
seems like
it's
a
on the
lot.
high end. It's on the high end of what it is, but you could understand it.
Right.
Just because collectible card games are always kind of.
And it's like licensed music.
And
It's,
licensed-
that's what you're paying for,
yeah,
probably.
You understand how they get into the position where these things are so expensive.
Right.
And they always make fun stuff. There's not
It's fun. It would be
right.
really fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Maybe
I
somebody will
wanna-
buy it for
I
me
wanna
as a
get it
present
and
or
play
something.
it as well. And I think the expansion, the sets.
So you're going to pay 100?
I didn't say I was going to pay 100.
Oh, okay.
Why would I pay 100? I
You're going to email the PR person and be like, hey, I like the...
no. I mean, they offered us a review copy, but no. I'll wait until it gets to a price point that I want to pay for it.
I think it seems like it would be as much as, even though I thought it was really fun, it seems like it's going to be really hard for it to be successful at that price. And it's eventually it's going to be cheaper one way or another, whether it's clearanced out or something. But I just like it's to ask someone to pay $100 for what's essentially a board game or a card
I
game.
remember Skylanders tried to get in the cards and it tanked.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was way cheaper. Even it seems like, but I don't know. It was fun. I really am looking forward to it coming out in September.
I mean, even Amiibo cards didn't really take off.
Well, this isn't. It's not necessarily. This isn't a video game, really. This is a board game.
Yeah. The iPad part of it plays the music, so when you put the cards down, it knows what part you're playing, and then it sort of moves the game along, like keeps the score and.
Yeah, there's different modes, and it'll like flash.
But it's
up
essentially
what
a card
kind of
game.
you need
It's
to play.
essentially a card game that
I
plays
think I'm
music.
just going to have to see a video of it to
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
what the hell
you
is going
should.
on.
It's interesting, but it's a high price. What else? Do you see anything else, Thorbahn?
Moonlighter. It is like, it's a roguelike. It reminds me of Zelda and Animal Crossing combined.
Okay.
What you do is you're a merchant and you go into the dungeons and you collect things to sell in your shop and you go back to your village and your shop. You make money. Use the money to upgrade your town. The town gets upgraded. You meet witches and stuff, and you go to bed and you get rest, and your cycle days go on and on and on.
Then you fight somebody or no?
Yeah, you fight in the dungeons
Okay.
and get your shit. And the animation is really, really good. It's like on the level of like Hyper Light Drifter. It's that good.
Cool. What? Moonlight?
Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Moonlighter.
Moonlighter.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did we see?
We saw the last thing we saw on at the show was Crytek's Hunt Showdown.
Right.
I know you like this a lot. This surprised me by how good it looked.
Right. It's 5 teams of 2 hunting monsters, and so the idea is to hunt down, you have to find the monster. Get clues to where the location is, and then you kill it, and then you have to banish it. And once you banish it, it tells everybody else on the map where you are, in the game rather, where you are.
And you can either, like, part of it is you can choose to fight the other people as well.
Right, you
Like, at any
can
time.
avoid them, or just go after the monsters, try to take out the other team. It's like a permadeath when you die. So once your character dies and doesn't get revived, you lose him, and you lose a lot of your stuff that you have forever. But the look of the game is really what's sort of unique. It takes place in a swamp in Louisiana in the 1800s. So you have sort of like old style handguns and rifles and things.
1800s? 1900s, right? Somewhere.
19th century, he
19th
said.
century. Well, there's some fantastical weapons in there. Then, if that's
Right.
true.
It could be, yeah.
Um,
There's giant spiders also.
yeah, I mean, it's a first-person shooter. It's really tense, at least the way they showed it, and
It was a good demo.
it was a really good demo. And you get to the final monster, and this one was this giant like tarantula spider, and the way it moved, like it would move like really fast and just
creepy.
like creepy crawling around. It was tense to watch them like try to figure out, like, even after they found it, it was like crawling around this barn, and like it would go like out a window or around a wall,
Right.
and you're like, oh,
It's gone.
it's gone. I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah, and it made a screeching noise. That was really scary.
Yeah. That game looks.
It was
very
called The
awesome.
Hunt, I think?
Hunt.
Or Hunt.
Hunt. I don't know.
I think The Hunt,
The Hunt.
maybe. It's coming out for PC only first, and maybe eventually consoles. I think
It seems like the type of game that'll come out in waves. Like I think they said right now
they have
that
to balance it.
yeah, they have to balance it. They only have one map. It's a pretty large map, and it like all of the items are kind of like randomized around the map. But yeah, it seems like the kind of thing that's gonna like early access type.
Yeah, yeah, look good. You see anything else, Thorbahn? That was
I went and saw Days Gone, but we kind of already talked
right,
about that. So.
right, and it was pretty much the same as the trailer. Also, we went to the indie mix party,
Yeah, Indie Mix.
and we saw a few different games.
I played Ooblets.
Yay!
Ooblets seems like it's gonna be really good.
You broke Ooblets.
Well, sure. At these
Not on
things,
purpose.
games freeze, and I mean they're early builds, so things happen. But I did not realize that was going to be a turn-based fighting game as well. All of the little ooblets that you raise, then you can go out and fight against other people's ooblets or wild ooblets. It's fantastic. I really like it.
Oh, good, good. We also played Nidhogg 2, which
That was a lot of fun.
it's a lot of fun. The art style is so different that
I didn't even recognize.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
either.
you told me what it was. I'm like, I even like looking at it, I'm like, really? That's Nidhogg 2? Like, doesn't look anything like the first game.
Right. People seem to not like that, not like the new look, but I think it was fine.
It's a very interesting look because it looks like an ugly 16-bit game. Yeah, it's not a pretty
The
game.
first one looked like in television, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
yeah.
So the next one will look like Mario 64 graphics.
But this one, the first one was kind of confined in one.
No,
room
it
or
was the
something.
same, just like
The
that.
same thing.
Yeah, maybe a little shorter. I feel like but still the same. Where
Okay.
you're basically
Yeah.
running to the left or right of the
Gotcha.
screen to get to the end, and you have to kill the other player along the way.
Yeah.
It's fun. There's a lot. You wind up laughing a lot when you play that game.
Yeah, because you die in stupid ways a lot.
Right, right.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty fun.
We also played a game called Hockey, which some CAGCast fans had.
Hockey with a question.
Yeah, I said hockey. You're supposed to
Oh.
interpret that as the. I don't know if you can even buy this game. I'm not totally clear on that, but the guys who made it are CAGCast fans, and they pulled us over to check it
The
out.
guy was like, "Are you Wombat to me?" I was like, "No."
Oh, really?
no, yeah. And he's like, "Where's Shipwreck?" And then I pointed right at Shipwreck.
He saw you walking with the tall bald guy, and he's like, "Oh, it could be Cheapy, could be Wombat." It's a first-person hockey game that you play with a mouse and keyboard, and it's all like physics. What do you call that genre of game where it's, you know what I mean?
Flop?
Yeah,
Flop
I mean it's not, but it feels like that because you're manually stick handling with the mouse. You're manually doing everything, and it's like really hard to play. But apparently there's like a bunch of Russian people in Russia who are really into it and have leagues set up where it's 5-on-5 first person hockey, and you play online with other people, and the graphics are really simplistic. Like the stick is coming out of like the guy's arm basically, but it requires so much skill to even just move the puck along the ice. I couldn't do it at all. And then they showed us live matches that were going on, and these guys are like good. Like they're really like it looks like
it was entertaining to watch.
it was really weird. It looked like if when you watch it, go
Kind of
to.
like that Quap game.
I mean, it feels like that because it requires that
Yeah,
type of skill,
yeah.
like a physics, like a really like an understanding of how the game controls, and it's like there's the skill level required is pretty high. But it looks like when you go to an NHL game and then in between periods they show the kids playing, like the little kids. That's what it looks like when you watch people who are really good at this game playing. Because like there's flashes of like, oh my God, how did they make that pass? Because it's so hard to even just skate and move the puck. But hockey with a question mark. What else?
Battleship Brigade you played, and you played Kingsway.
Battleship. What was that one?
Battleship Brigade. The Adult Swim games.
Oh, that was the chef game. Battle Chef.
Oh, Battle Chef. Yeah, Shippy played that.
Yep.
It's like a match 3 or something.
It's a bunch of things going on. It's a game where you are cooking and you add in ingredients, but then they get added in as match 3 tiles. and then you have to rearrange those to do the actual cooking, and you have to go fight in your garden to get new ingredients.
And it looks like an anime.
And it looks like an anime, and there's a lot of dialogue, and your either your mother or grandmother's trying to set you up like with men in the neighborhood, and so you're cooking for them. There's a lot going on with this game.
Right. Right.
It seems cool.
We also played Knights and Bicycles. Is that what it's called? Isn't that what it was called?
It's something like that. Bikes and Knights.
No, I think it's
Sword?
Bikes and Knights.
Okay.
Or Knights and Bikes. It could be one of
Something-
those.
something.
Yeah, bikes, probably
We
not
beat the
bicycles.
demo.
Beat the demo,
It reminded me of Costume Quest.
the art style.
Yeah, the art style and just like the general movement. We were riding bikes at first, and then we got off the bikes, and then we beat up some stuff.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody there to explain really what
Right.
what the overall like vision of the game was or anything.
Right. We also played Knight's Way. Is that what that was called?
Yeah.
Kingsway.
Kingsway. Yeah, I got the way right. It basically looks like Windows 3.1. So what is? Yeah. Like,
3.1.
yeah. And so everything's like little windows that you open up, but it's a RPG, like a fantasy RPG, like Dungeons and Dragons style. Very simplistic, it gives you choices what you want to do, and but everything's like in Windows 3.1. It's no Guerrilla graphics really. We played Guts, which is like Time Killers, where you're cutting off. It's a fighting game where you're cutting off the other player's limbs.
Okay.
And that's how you win the game, is by cutting. And then so there's like the dude has like no arms and no legs and still is attacking you. It's pretty weird, but the guy said Time Killers was a influence for it. So, is there anything else?
It's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games that we looked at today.
We saw more than that, but that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, can't talk anymore about games. Must sleep and then see a lot more games tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a lot of big appointments, like from the major publishers. So should be a good time. We'll talk to you then. Bye.